Hi, this is Rick Eymer with the Palo Alto Weekly, and we're here today with our Girls Athlete of the Week, Charlotte Swisher from Menlo School. Last week they won a couple of really big games, and then they beat Sacred Heart Prep yesterday to take over the league lead. And Charlotte, of course, was a big time scorer for them, and she also does a lot of other things. But mostly, she scored 9 goals last week, so she did a good job. So Charlotte, we'll start there with, first of all, let's talk about the Sacred Heart Prep game and what that meant and just kind of generally how the game went.
Yeah, our whole team, we lost to Sacred Heart earlier in the season, so we were really, we really wanted to get that win because they're our biggest rival and they're also number 1 in league. So we came out with a lot of energy and we knew exactly what we had to do to win. So I think the game overall showed how much we have put into work over the past few weeks. And it shows that all the hard work we had.
Yeah, I know you had a kind of a tough schedule early on, too. I mean, you lost a few games to really good teams, and I guess that kind of helps because you know what you had to do.
Yeah, we played Nevada, who's the best team in California and probably on the West Coast, which was really eye-opening for us to see, to play such a good team in like SI, too. We had a really close game against SI. And I think competing against those really top teams showed us that we could compete at that level, but it also exposed us to what we needed to work on early on, so then we could drill on the fundamentals later in the season.
Great. Now I know a good defense is always a good offense. Kind of talk about defense in lacrosse. I mean, it's a really strange-looking defense.
Yeah. So it's 7-on-7 for defense, and you either play like man-on-man or a zone. And we normally play a man-on-man, and we just started doing a zone, which we didn't use at all yesterday. But it's
Yeah, it just looks a little funny to people who haven't seen a lot of lacrosse.
Yeah,
that's all.
You have to defend with your arms.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and you got to try to. It's more like slowing people down and getting in their way and things like that.
Yeah, and it's also. It's hard with girls lacrosse because there's a lot that you do that will give you a foul. So you have to play very vertical stick, not pushing, where guys have a lot more leeway to push and check and stuff.
Yeah, in fact, I just remembered your coach saying about that with the 31 seconds left. You called the timeout, and she reminded you to be patient.
Yeah, because you don't want to give up an easy shot on the 8-meter in the last few minutes if you're playing bad defense. So it's better just to stay patient and good defense.
Yeah. So, there's no CCS for lacrosse yet. Mm-hmm. Hopefully there will be. So how does that make, each game that much more important, I guess, and what does the league championship mean? Yeah,
that's what we're going for the whole season. We want to get league. That's our big goal. So every game is more important because it's more directly impacts our league play. So, yesterday, if we'd lost to Sacred Heart, then we would have been lower down in league, and so that would have made our whole season a little bit harder to get to the championship. So that's the main thing that we're going for is our league championship.
Great. Now, we were talking before about your mother's from the East Coast, and she probably brought that love of the game with her to the thing. That's probably how you got started?
Yeah, she was when I was at the age to play lacrosse. She got me into lacrosse, and she still really enjoys watching me play, and that's she's one of my biggest supporters.
Great. And then we talked also about, I asked a question about the difference between soccer and lacrosse, just the running part, and I liked your answer.
Yeah, I said that I think lacrosse you run a lot more as a midfielder because I used to play midfield for soccer, and I think you hold your position more in soccer, whereas lacrosse you're going the full end of the field back and forth a lot more than in soccer.
Yeah, and of course you've been a part of this great rise in the popularity of the sport. And where do you see it going?
I see it getting a lot bigger in California and the West Coast in general, because I'm on a club team in the East Bay, and that's really the only big team in the area that is good. There's 2 good teams in the Bay Area, and I see it expanding more down in the peninsula and in the West Coast in general. We're getting a lot better competition over here, and some of our West Coast tournaments used to be really easy. but now we have better teams that we play against.
You think it helps, like schools like Stanford and USC, who your coach is from, that they have the lacrosse and now it's a Pac-12 sport?
Yeah, I think that's also bringing it over to the West Coast. Now Colorado is also really good. I think just the whole expansion westward of college is bringing it to the high school and youth levels as well.
Great. So we're going to be watching a lot of lacrosse coming up. So we've been talking to Charlotte Swisher. She was our Athlete of the Week this week, and congratulations.
Thank you.
And if you want to check out next week's Athlete of the Week, just click that subscribe button down below or visit us at pasportsonline.com.